Nikkita Lyons deserves a push. I don't care what y'all be saying, man. I don't. Now, there's a lot of underutilized people, a lot of underutilized talent on the roster that a lot of these IWC fans be, rooting for, and, oh, push this person, push that person. When let's be real, like, some of them are just like, not that good. They're past their prime, kind of old, and frankly, some of them should not be employed at this point. And you might be hearing all that and be like, but you fucking rooting for Nikkita? It's like, bro, chill. You know what I'm saying? But, cause check it out. And it sucks with her, you know what I'm saying? She's young, she looks good, is in her prime, came back from returns, but it's still lost. I think every match I think she won that one match against Harmon or Lola. But compared to, when she was on TV consistently in like 2022, like, bro, she's barely on TV now. But when she is, if you, pay attention to the timeline, she's always one of the most talked about parts on the show. Good or bad, criticism or like whatever. She's always talked about, like, you never really forget her. She's very much not forgettable, at least, right? People might say she fell off from 2022 or she dropped the ball because of her injury. She's injury prone and it's just eye candy, Iggy Azalea head ass, and just ain't that good, right? But it's like, nah, I very much disagree, man. Watch your mouth. I see what Triple H saw in her when he handpicked her from that Vegas tryout. If you saw that interview, even in that interview, like, there's a lot of personality there. Like, that's a lot of woman there. You know what I mean? And I feel like if she was given the same opportunities like she once was back in the day, I feel like she would start to grow on people more. I feel like her name could skyrocket and be, she could be the bigger name in the women's division like she once was. Cause bro, she has presence, bro. Like, look at this, bro. Like, bro, she has presence, bro. Confidence in everything she does. Just kind of, like I said, like on the mic, like, seems comfortable. Like, this is not foreign to her. I mean, I think she did some acting as a child. Like, there's no stage fright there. So there's nothing to worry about mic-wise. There's nothing to worry about being on TV and, her not giving it her all. So what if she doesn't have a character, like, niche just yet, like, really figured out? I mean, that's the whole point of being in NXT, you know what I mean? She do be trying a whole bunch of shit during her entrances, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, chill, bro. Like, let it simmer, bro. Let it work. You know what I'm saying? Let it development. The thing that's so different about her, this whole, greatest women's division in the world or whatever, like, she's not a fucking cheerleader, bro. She's not a ex-basketball collegiate athlete. She's not a gymnast, but she's just this thick woman who could just kick some ass and got some size on her, you know what I mean? And that's just, that very much makes her different. As, if you really pay attention to the women's division, everyone's kind of just, not small, but everyone's kind of like medium. I don't know, like, they're like, there's no big woman in the division running shit. And I feel like, with her physique, with her size compared to, a lot of these girls, she could be that powerhouse or, dominating force to be reckoned with. That's lacking in this division since, everyone is fun size, a great size, by the way. There's no complaints over here. I'm just saying, there's no one really there that's on her height level or, like, size. I mean, outside of Lash, who she had a great feud and match with, by the way. You should go check it out. But that was definitely an iconic moment. Great sell, Nikkita. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to mention, okay, like, I didn't want to make this whole video about this, but she is top 5 baddish in the business. And I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Shugga that get quack quack. That's all I'm gonna say, and then, like, that's it. So, I'm saying, like, obviously, sex appeal is a huge part of show business, and there's nothing to worry about there with her, right? So, like, what's going on? Like, why is she not on TV? Why is she not doing something? She's healthy, I think, right? And I don't know why. I just keep, like, seeing this image of her. It's like her build, presence is larger than life. It's larger than the average talent in the PC. You know what I'm saying? In ring could definitely use some work, but like I said, this is developmental. Everybody could be doing better at something, but, like, come on, the nunchucks and the MMA stuff is not bad. The striking. I mean, like, what's the standard here? The charisma is there. She comes out with fire. There's fire in the ring. I mean, she's not like a one-trick pony. She doesn't have a limited moveset. If anything, she likes to try different things. She likes to, add different signature moves to her work. Sometimes it may not work, but, it's like she be trying, bro. And can definitely talk on the mic. Is definitely a confident person. I think if given something of substance could really make things work. Like, I don't know why I keep harping on this, but, like, look at this, the size and presence. Like, I'm not trying to smash, like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, though, look at her, bro. That's a TV star, but that's a CW superhero looking ass. Like, isn't that what this business is all about? Like, look, presence, character kind of down first. Character is kind of an thing, you kind of want to, go according to the audience. In my opinion, like, with storylines and things like that. So yeah, like look is very important, but so is stability. So I mean, I don't know, maybe that's why she's not getting that full push, but that is why I feel like she could be doing something else somewhere else. We're gonna get into that, where I feel like she could develop and prove that she is not an injury prone, one trick pony, eye candy, Iggy Azalea looking ass. Like I said, maybe it's all just waiting your turn and capitalizing when the time is right, or like when creative has something for you. But it's like, bro, are we forgetting the run she had? Are we forgetting her week to week viral ass finishers like that got like a few 100,000 likes on Instagram? Like Drake followed her based off of that. Are we forgetting what she did in 2022 when she was arguably like the number 3 woman in 2.0, like definitely one of the faces of the women's division at that time? I feel like the injury definitely fucked up her momentum and anything sustainable she could have had going on in the future, because 2.0 is not really looked back on very well for good reason. I feel like a lot of this shit was kind of just it wasn't bad in my opinion. It definitely got better near the latter half of the show. I feel like the men were always doing pretty good shit, but it was a lot of new PC women and things like that. And I mean, the only really notable thing that happened as far as women goes is probably the rise of Roxanne and Toxic Attraction, and the Nikkita Lyons push or moments she was having. Like, she was definitely coming up, and some big things seem to be looking up for her like in the future, but the injury fucked up her momentum, and that's still something I'm worried about, honestly. Like, deep down, that's still something I'm worried about. I feel like she be coming out nowadays, like, in a fucking double knee brace, like Prime Austin, when he was like, damn, like 15 years into his career, and she's like, damn, fucking what, 3 into her career, and I don't know, it's like too early to be looking like that. Like, damn, like how bad is it? It's like I'm worried that she might get hurt again, and that might be why she's not on TV as much. She honestly might have got hurt again and they're just keeping it under wraps, but I sure as hell hope not. I really see it for her. You feel me? The little love angle shit with Adonis and Carmen, the Oba shit, like, it's cool. Like, she grabs attention. When she returned, it was a big thing. Most times you see her, it's a moment. I don't care. She just needs a little something more to do, a little something more of substance. But with the NXT women's division blossoming as it is, there can only be so many spots for women coming up, and injury prone big girl is just not top priority right now for NXT. Sure, maybe. So put her in TNA. Do this, bro. Like, put her there. Just let her work with those girls. Like, let her develop her character. Let her develop the big cat Kita stuff. And, the moves she's been working on at these live shows. Because if you don't know, she does a lot of more of the local NXT live shows, if anything. Like, she does a lot of those more than actual TV shows. Like, she's kind of more consistent on that. But yeah, you put her in TNA, she can develop with the mic work, character stuff, work with people like Xia Li, Tasha Steelz, Dana Brooke, and her tag team partner, that one crazy ass tag team, and also that one big awkward chick. I don't know, like, every time I see her, it's just don't look right, like in the ring at least. So yeah, she could be mixing up with all those girls and Tessa Blanchard. Oh man, y'all not gonna like this, but hey, I don't know if y'all know this, but I likes me some Tessa B. You know what I'm saying? Tessa B is not to fuck with, goddamn me. To me, bro, me right now, top 5 women's wrestlers right now. In-ring presence, online engagement, all that. And really, she just might be an all-timer, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Tessa Blanchard, bro. Just watch one match. Watch you one of these, bro. You know what I'm saying? Male, female, it don't matter. Let her develop, man. You know what I'm saying? There, in TNA, competing with a whole different locker room. Because obviously there's no room for her on NXT. Her big ass, you know what I'm saying? We could see that Stephanie is running a monopoly in the joint. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why she needed 2 titles 6 months into her goddamn run in NXT. And it's like, besides that, we already know motherfuckers like Jada, Lola, Cora are still in line for those titles. Julia's definitely gonna get back. Jordan Grace. Roxanne is still in NXT for some reason. Kaylani needs to get her get back. Zarya needs to do something cool. So Ruka should have had something. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? With Nikkita, I feel like Nikita's just like no one's even thinking about it right now. So yeah, while Stephanie's out ordering all them bitches and whooping their ass in the same day, same night, all of them at the same time, let's put Nikkita over here in TNA. Let's have her be a mainstay there, showing up to tapings every week, becoming a consistent name, damn near like full on TNA, just like wrestler at this point, so we can test her durability, because we know her ability, like we know that the things she does, and we know what she's capable of, in an NXT ring, but let's see what she can do on a, smaller scale or whatever, with a different locker room, different opponents, a different scenery, different audience. Probably get that big cat Kita, chant going. And it's also clear, like, if you ever go on her stories and, you even know anything about her, she wants to work, her singing career more into her character. I mean, it's her damn entrance music. And, this whole, like, grass touching, accentuate, high vibrational MMA person who could just do it all, man, So give her something. I feel like something ought to work for her over there. Possibly, since Cora didn't do it, possibly become the first WWE signed TNA knockout champion. Hey, let me cook, man. I could see it, bro. And it's like, over there, certain taunts, emotes, and moves that she be trying to do can be refined here. Like, those hubba, 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 hubba. That punch, and the hip attack she also does. Like, people love this girl in the back. I don't know if you see her. People fuck with her. They root for her. Like, they comment on her stuff. It's like, frankly, with the beauty of this whole TNA collab is it's not all about dream matches, but talent mixing and mingling. I'm saying, get more reps here and there. TNA talent and seeing how the WWE works. If they want to sign with them eventually, WWE might keep their eye on them and they might get a deal eventually. And NXT could go down to TNA and get some more reps, and it's like a neighboring system. It's not this forbidden door or whatever. They're just making cool shit together. Like, they're promoting each other's stuff on each other's shows, like, not trying to go viral all the time with everything, but just normalizing it. I feel like eventually by the end of the year it'll just be a regular thing. Oh, another TNA guy is on the show. Cool. And making it mesh well. Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie, she definitely needs to bring back that yam slam, goddamn. But hey, it needs to happen. But what the fuck is this Vader? And as for her transition into TNA, man, I don't know how you do it, but check it out. You know what I'm saying? I would like for them to make it like a little story or feud where, and trying to bring life to, and give this dead on arrival love angle that everybody fucking hated for some reason, giving it a proper go. With this whole Adonis and Carmen storyline, like it just like wasn't enough fire to it. I don't know, like, wasn't believable. It's like, I don't think the acting was bad. Like, they kind of talk like you would expect any early 20-year-old to talk. I feel like this shit was dead on arrival because it's just like it was too subtle. It was that Triple H shit. It was like week after week, like I'm gonna pull up with a rose. No, like, they had this going on in the background, that going on in the background. Oh, you didn't text back, or you text like, what? All leading up to a goddamn kiss and an unnecessary manager role. Like, what is this? And it's like, in concept, since NXT is just a big ass high school, or college or whatever, like, all these kids just be doing drop downs, leg drops, and fucking each other all day at the PC, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they had the right idea, but like, with a little more intent and a little more fire put into it week after week, would have brought some intrigue. Like, I don't know, like, because it's all there. Like, I feel like they chose the right guy to do it. Adonis, the Riz God, you know what I'm saying? Maryland boy, gang, who after fucking 3 weeks of rizzing the entire women's locker room, failing, actually falls in love with seemingly the perfect girl, and is now trying to change up his ways past his thotty days, but they catch up to him, as one of the girls he was texting and shit, being Nikkita or whatever, if you remember that segment. She's still on him, or she still wants him or something, but it wasn't clear. I feel like they could have came so harder with this, bro. Like, Carmen and Adonis, like, it wasn't even believable to see, like, and it's still not believable when you see them come out together. But like, why aren't they out there full on kissing, like fucking Edge and Lita style, bro? Like, posting raunchy ass pics on IG, and like, really believable to the point where, like, hey guys, I don't think this is kayfabe. I don't think this is a lifetime ass storyline for TV anymore. Make it believable, cause like, on me, you couldn't tell me Edge and Lita still don't be doing all this today. So yeah, present day, you bring this little feud back up, cause it's kind of been dead for a while. You bring back Nikkita, and like, you play out this whole fake ass couple thing with Adonis and Carmen, but on the side, much more of a woman, what I'm saying, the much more woman, Nikkita, is still in his ear, still texting him, is still, like I said, put him in these precarious positions that a man like himself is like, it's hard to deny, you know what I'm saying? I almost want to make it, it's kind of ironic. I think this was a Lifetime movie, kind of on some like Beyonce obsessed type shit. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Basically, this loving couple, string a bell to fucking goat, you know what I'm saying, and some, solid milk. They're co-workers, or they work together, whatever, and he's just kind of nice to her, but he's married to Beyonce, the perfect girl, the perfect girl to all of us, at least, right? But this obsessed girl, you know what I'm saying, she starts, believe it or not, obsessing over this guy, you know what I'm saying? At first it's little light shit, like, you know, like she's flirt, you know what I'm saying, hook up, like eyes and things, you know, does a lot of things for him, you know what I'm saying? But then she takes it a little too far, follows him around, threatens to fucking kill herself over him. Obsessed girl, who is Nikkita, who's doing the right things, saying the right things, and looking right, you know what I mean? It's probably a little more exciting overall, but you know it's bad for you. You know this ain't good for you. You know you can't be doing this. You a faithful black man. Always was a fan of Rhea and Dom's story. Definitely one of the best stories of modern WWE, like outside of the bloodline. I feel like their coming together was awesome. My bad, bro. I'm pouring up, young nigga. But nah, yeah. I feel like it was, god damn. Nah, I feel like let me chill. Nah, I feel like it was pretty dope though. I feel like the scenes they would do, like when they pulled up to Ray's crib and the date nights, I feel like that was awesome. I feel like that was dope. I feel like this shit is, I feel like stories are always elevated whenever they do scenes outside of the fucking workplace. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't always have to get in the ring, cut a promo, bro. Like, fight at a bar, bro. Fucking Jay and Gunther have a brawl at fucking Waffle House, bro. Gunther throw waffles at him, bro, and then like while y'all in the back doing German suplexes to each other, chopping each other and shit, somebody just pulls up like, "Can I please get a waffle?" No, that would be funny as shit, bro. But nah, yeah, I feel like something like that. I feel like, you know, it don't have to be cinematic. It don't have to be cinematic because, you know, none of these guys are Roman, so they're not getting that treatment. I remember like the one thing I also liked about NXT 2.0, it's kind of underrated. I've been going back and watching a lot of these guys' careers from NXT 2.0, like Braun, Grayson, the D'Angelo family. There was some good shit there, you know, like I said, for the guys. Melo's fucking, oh man, what a goat, bro. They fucking massacring my boy right now, but nah, he's just coming up, you know what I'm saying? He's star prospect, a lot of pressure. Anyway, like, have Nikkita, like, crash the date. Or, like, in some sort of creative way. You shouldn't really even have to be there, but in some sort of way, have her crash the date. Like, in these vignettes, like, let's get some acting going. I mean, this is a love angle, bro. How better can you display love than, you know, acting? Like, you can't bring rose petals to the ring and what the fuck is this, bro? Like, nigga, I'm in the middle of a damn fucking drop down tackle, bro. I don't got time for your games, bro. But yeah, like, have her crash dates, like, have her send things to him, like, DM him some crazy pics that I would very much like to see, and just like build this up to a pay-per-view. Like, I don't know, what's the next pay-per-view after fucking Stand and Deliver? I don't know, like Spring Breaking or something, right? I think it gets to a boiling point with Carmen and Nikkita. They literally can't be around each other. Like, they have a restraining order. That's their whole thing. Like, so it's so fired up. They can't be around each other. They've had a lot of great segments. Adonis's love and restraint as a man has been put to the test, and like, it gets to a point where, you know, after a match or maybe a distraction from Nikkita of some sort, like on the Titantron or on the outside, making her lose a match because she thinks that Nikita's with Adonis, or something that stressed her to the point where she loses to Lainey Reed. Carmen bursts into Gorilla, confronting Shawn Michaels, you know what I'm saying, the head booker, and insist that he makes some loser leaves NXT match, because like they can't be around each other. So at Spring Breaking, it's a banger stipulation, and then we finally get the final showdown, the final ending. Maybe Adonis could be on the outside. Beach match, because, you know, like, they be doing that stuff with beach balls and shit. I don't know, I definitely want to make it a stipulation because, like, there's so much heat going into it. And after a banger match, because, you know, they can really put on a clinic, bro. I swear, like, I believe in both of them. Finally, just like Obsessed, I don't know, I'm kind of doing too much at this point, but just like Obsessed, final scene where the white girl fights Beyonce. Beyonce was getting down. I think she was hanging off of something. She was trying to get, like, Beyonce to pull her up or something, or who didn't, and she dropped the girl, and she landed on a bunch of glass. Real glass. So I don't know if you want to do all that, but definitely, I don't know, table spot, you know, that'll be enough. And I feel like an ending like this, you know, she finally gets smashed through the table, gets the 3 count, Adonis runs in, picks her up, puts her on his shoulder, get a big kiss, and it makes their relationship mean a lot more, that they've been through this crazy shit, just like in Obsessed, bro. What a great movie. Nikkita gets out of here. So yeah, maybe she's playing the heel throughout the whole time. That's definitely some heelish shit. So she leaves, and after a few weeks, week or two, appears on TNA and has a full-on run there. You know what I'm saying? Reinvents and refines herself for the Federation again one day. But I don't know. Like I said, I might be thinking a little too much and too hard into it. Maybe she's just enjoy the TNA run. Do some damage there, bro. Like I said, presence, man. Like, kind of has it more than all of them. But you know what I'm saying? Is she willing to take it that far, man, to prove it? Like I said, I'm really fantasy booking at this point. I don't think any of this is gonna happen. I don't think it has to be a big moment. But you know, I'm trying to make some good TV. You know, but you know, the Meta Girls just appeared on Sacrifice, so you know, and it wasn't a big thing. They didn't have to fucking announce it or anything. Fraxium, I think they've been there twice. So yeah, I don't know. She has a run there. Eventually, she meshes her way back into NXT, reinvents herself. You know, comes back with a little more love from the fans because you know of her work in TNA. She's getting better. She's durable. She's wrestling consistently. Getting her character out there more with the crowd. Learning to work crowds more. And she comes back to NXT somewhere in 2026, maybe late 2025. Just like somebody else who's going to pull up in around mid-2025 to NXT. And there's just like nothing you can do about it because too bad. Eventually we get Nikkita to the main roster because I would very much like to see that Nia face off that Rhea one-on-one. And hey, man, even in NXT, man, that Jada, Lola, Nikkita triple threat inferno match, man. Oh, hold on, man. Can you imagine the sweat? No, okay, but nah, man. Like I said, I see it for a lot of people in NXT, man, but not everybody, you know? Definitely not everybody. As far as I see it, Trick, Lola, Meta Girls, Jada, Roxy, Cora, Oba will be just fine on the main roster. But I'm also rooting for Nikkita. Man, I see it, bro. I promise you I do.